Okay, what do you need?
I want to help. How can I help? Yeah. Hey, I'm Brett. Some people call me the Amtrekker. Really? I'm just a guy with a list. I left my home, I left my job, and now I'm traveling the country with nothing but a backpack full of technology and a whole lot of faith in the kindness of strangers. I don't spend any money on lodging, which makes for some interesting nights, and I'm not going home until everything is crossed off the list. Call me a nomad, call me a vagrant, or call me Amtrekker.
We're at the Boone Hall Plantation, somewhere just outside of Charleston, South Carolina, and this is the most photographed plantation in America. And they filmed, what is it, A Walk to Remember?
The Notebook.
Notebook. Shoot, that was way off. And this is the most photographed plantation in all of America. The Notebook was filmed here at the big house, and I'm supposed to help out on this plantation. I'm not sure how helpful I'm being because we just snuck in, and so we didn't even pay the fee that would help them continue to operate, which would be the right and proper thing to do. So unfortunately, Amtrekkers are not a particularly liquid bunch monetarily. So we're gonna go check this out, see if there's any way we can help. If not, we had an awesome day at a plantation. These people look friendly. I bet they'd want my help. Yo quiero ayudar? No? This is the coolest tree I have seen in South Carolina. Maybe the world. It's the kind of tree I would be deathly afraid of at night. You just stay sleeping, tree. Don't wake up. That's when things get awkward. Hey, horse. Psst. It has balsamic vinaigrette. Psst. That is awesome. How long have you been doing this for?
About 7 years. I learned at a young age, but I stayed away from it for a very long time. I started back 8 years ago.
Did you make most of these over here?
Oh no, the basket here is made by 7 ladies. I just set the handles.
Oh, interesting.
They keep me so busy, I very seldom get to make a basket.
The title of this one is Heaven Belong to You. Yeah, come on, what about me? Come on, man.
I'm helping.
Come on, I'm recording you now. Help me out. If you look right, heaven belongs. If you look right, heaven belongs to you. I know
that was my fault, I'm sorry. I screwed all that up. Hello, friends. Slaves had 2 televisions per room, that's what I learned. Can't touch them. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Can't touch them. Okay, so obviously I'm not the most helpful dude on the planet, but at least they get all this free advertising, right? It's helpful, right? Okay, this week's email is from John, and he's in Cleveland, and it says, "Hey, I really enjoy your show and your crazy adventures and wild antics. Anyways, I was just wondering, since you've started the trip and create a list of goals to accomplish, does having these goals lessen the other cool things you do that are not on the list? Please feel free to take a breath after that very poorly constructed question." Thank you, John. So, what are some cool things that have happened to you that are not on the list? What was the first thing you've added to the list? And is there something you've done that you think maybe should have been on the list? Thanks for all the great times, and I hope there's a lot more to come. Always keep on rocking in the free world. Peace, John. Thanks so much for that email, John. And I haven't added anything to the list yet. That's kind of the idea. I'm not going to add anything to the list. Once it's done, and I get to go home, and it's going to be pretty awesome. But that doesn't mean there hasn't been a lot of really cool stuff that's happened in between the stuff that happens on the list, which is why if you go to iTunes, you can find some of the podcasts that have a subtitle that says TASTHIB, which stands for the awesome stuff that happens in between. And that's all the really cool stuff out there that was just too cool not to show you guys, but doesn't have anything to do with the list. So it's also one of the really cool things about couchsurfing in general. You can go to these cities and you meet up with these people that know their cities, and then they show you all this really cool stuff that you didn't even know existed. Like Fort Gorges in Portland, Maine was really cool. The City Museum in St. Louis. There's quite a few of them up on iTunes. Go check those out. Then you can subscribe and write an awesome review while you're there. And thanks for that. And thanks for that email. So if you'd like to send an email to the podcast, that's www.amtrekker.com. 5 W's and an H is the email address, and Charlie will be there to grab it for you. And if you're one of the friends over at myspace.com/Amtrekker, you get a new bulletin every time something new goes up on the list, which is pretty often. There's blogs that come out almost every day that fill in the holes that these podcasts you're watching miss. And those can all be caught over at www.amtrekker.com, which is where the fun and excitement never ends. And if you're one of the friends following me over at twitter.com/Amtrekker, then you get up-to-the-minute results, and you know exactly what I'm doing every day, which is why, if you were following today, you would know that I walked a dog and picked up poop on the streets of New York City, which was super fun. No. But I am in New York to learn to sail, and that's where I'll be for next week's podcast, so be there, because I'm excited, and I'll see you then.
You know there's no skunks on Nantucket?